What is up, everybody? ZTV, Zunigaistheman, whatever, ladies and gentlemen. So, we found another one, courtesy of Facebook. Thank you, Facebook, for constantly giving me ideas for videos to discuss upon. So, I'm sure we've all been through it. We've had parents with strict rules and everything. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can no longer do that, etc., etc. And I know that feeling and everything. I've been there when I was younger. Couldn't watch certain TV shows, had to be bad, like at this early time and all that shit. Well, we got people here in today's article. 40 plus people with strict parents describe absurd rules they had to live by. So let's see how far certain parents took rules for their children growing up. And of course, right off the bat, we got a dog. Before we get to the article, let me quickly see what it says for the preview here. My dad made up this rule to stop my big brother from asking about getting a dog every 10 seconds. We had neighbors on both sides who already had dogs. The rule was that only every other house could have a dog. My brother believed in it for a long time. Shit. Alright, let's see. Appropriate television. I mentioned TV a moment ago, and now I'm reliving this shit. I watched Fairly Odd Parents, but not Wizards of Waverly Place. Magic being the reason I couldn't watch the latter. Maybe they thought it was because Fairly Odd Parents was a cartoon, therefore obviously fake. I don't know, I still watched every show they didn't let me watch when they weren't in the room. That's the kind of thing that also drove me nuts, like, when I was younger. I could not watch certain shows. Could not watch Ren and Stimpy. Could not watch all that. Could not watch Power Rangers. Hell, even when I was in high school, we had the freaking... I don't remember if we had either DirecTV or Dish Network. I think it was Dish. For our cable provider. Okay. Crap everywhere. And they had a freaking parental control shit on. So any shows with violence, nudity, sex, or language, like in their ratings at all, automatically could not watch. I did not realize that until I wanted to watch an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX on Cartoon Network, and I could not watch it because V for violence, therefore I could not watch a basic freaking TV show. Awesome. So I can relate, dude. Getting around it. My parents were pretty slack on everything except one thing. No video game console ever. No online games on the computer because that would tell you to get virus and make the computer run slow. So I was playing my MMORPG while they were sleeping and hitting file, and a file, and another file, and another file, and I was changing the appearance of every file icon. Smart. I remember back in the day I couldn't even play video games or even check the internet when I was younger. I wanted to check Facebook, but no, family had to be around and all that stuff, so I can relate. I couldn't even have computer games on there. My brother could have games, and I want to install one. No, you can't have it. Oh, Jesus. Tolerable tap water. I couldn't drink water from the bathroom. The bathroom genuinely had colder water and the best water in the house. Mom got suspicious when I'd leave to the bathroom for a few seconds every few minutes. I indicated what she thought I was doing, but no more bathroom water. I had to drink lukewarm peasant water like the rest of the family. Yeah, when your guns go into the bathroom, they might get suspicious. The thought that counts. Some parents are really weird. My husband wasn't allowed to say friggin' or gosh or fudge or goodness or sugar or even old fiddlesticks. It meant the thinking a swear word, and it was the thought that counts. Really? That's the purpose of these words. Cover-ups. But I mean, you can't say friggin'. I said the law during my Dear Windows 10 Fuck You video. Gosh, that's a normal word. Fudge. What if you want to friggin' fudge from the refrigerator? Goodness, that's a basic word. Sugar? So what are you supposed to have in your, what are you supposed to have in your freaking food? And shit. Old fiddlesticks. Come on, come on. Fiddlesticks, that's a 60s word or something like that? Come on. Storm safety. We're not allowed to do anything involving water during a thunderstorm, shower, wash dishes, do laundry, etc. because of lightning. Mom and Dad's explanation sounded pretty slow when I was a kid. Basically, they said if lightning ever struck the house, they would travel through the pipes and shock you through the water. I'm 28 now and still feels like I'm tempting fate whenever I shower or do dishes during a storm. Yeah, I think we've all heard that. I never got to take a shower during a lightning storm. Sometimes you had those in the morning before school. Fear of straws. Okay, I'm not going to like the sound of this one. My dad wouldn't let me use straws because he said it would cut through my tongue or cheek and like a whole punch. He also got mad with me when I said, "What the?" When I was 11, I didn't even finish anything. Just what the? Wow. What the frick? Music selection. Parents were pretty strict and had a lot of rules growing up. The weirdest one was no country music. Seriously, my dad grew up in a small town in Idaho and hated anything country. Dad isn't a man of many words until someone tries to blast it in the house. I also had strictness on music too when I was younger. Couldn't listen to certain music. Like, when I was younger, I remember at one point my grandmother bought me the American Idiot album for Green Day. And then my mom and stepdad took it away and got rid of it because, oh, they're swearing on it. Like, we have to find, like, a dumbed-down, like, PG version of it, which they never did. It's like, great. Got that for nothing. Now I can listen to any fucking music I want. I mean, oh, friggin'. Street safety. I wasn't allowed to cross any streets until middle school, thus my best friends were the ones who lived in the same block as me. Selective. Passing on the rules. Couldn't go in the kitchen barefoot. It was the third generation rule. My mom couldn't, and neither could my grandfather. Couldn't because he had dirt floors on the kitchen in the kitchen growing up. So when he had kids, even when the floors were linoleum, couldn't shake the rule. My mom couldn't either. Now my mom has rolled the rule over to us. Nice. Familiar complaints. Wasn't allowed Pokemon because it taught evolution. Why? It's a freaking cartoon! Do they have the same freaking rules with Digimon too? Oh, there's evolution. Digi-evolution. Digimon. Digital monsters. Like, Jesus Christ. No cheating. I also used the money sheet on Sims growing up because that's not how the real world works. She wants and couldn't explain where all the money come from, so I was grounded and had Sims taken away from me. It's a video game! It's not realistic! Seriously, are you gonna freaking play the game and have to play realistically to the point where you have to make two people fuck on the game? See, come on! You have video games that are not realistic! Look at GTA 5 nowadays! You got stuff in the game that doesn't make it realistic for graphics and or freaking physics and everything. Like with the up and atomizer you can do on online mode or the oppressor. Like shit. So like this makes me thirsty. Simplifying seats. We assigned seats for specific days in my mom's van. There were 3 of us, so the front seat was always one would fight over. Saturdays and Tuesdays were my days for the front seat. I mean, I can kind of relate with the seating stuff, because even when I got older, my younger siblings would always get the front seat somehow, despite the fact that it should probably be for the older sibling, but, like, come on, you have to assign days for who can sit in the front seat. Not as romantic. No Ken dolls or any male Barbie doll. Because into the moral. I got news for you, Mom and Dad. All our Barbies married our stuffed animals. You're into bestiality. Punishing a bookworm. As a vicarious reader and not much of a socializer when I was a kid, I would get grounded outside of my room. Worst punishment ever, I would do anything to avoid it. How do you get grounded outside of your room? Let the kid read. Chances lost. Game over. Well, I wasn't allowed to say I died in Mario. I lost one of my chances to succeed. You can just say, oh, Mario died. Like, seriously, that's far faster to say. Thanks, Mom. I wasn't allowed to put sugar in my tea because my mom told me that when you go to prison, they won't let you have sugar. It will make prison that much harder. One, thanks for having so much faith in me, Mom. Two, I'm pretty sure you're allowed to have sugar for your tea in prison. Yeah, shows how much your mom, like, has faith in you, saying that, oh, you're not gonna end up in prison. Real confidence booster. Scheduling out your time. Not my parents, but I had a friend who got it pretty bad. You want to play for 1 hour, you have to practice piano for an hour. These other such rules are posted on his bedroom door. Seriously, like, That's just 2 hours wasted. Otherwise, you're just doing piano, then maybe not have time for anything else, like video games or anything like that. Come on, you dipshits. Stick to the program. Every kid in the family had an assigned color to help keep track of what belonged to who. So, like, my color was red, my toothbrush was red, my towel was red, I was only allowed to drink out of the red cups, even out of the red plates, my stuff was stored in red bins, etc. My sister's color was yellow, so all her stuff was yellow. The families didn't do this. It really did help us keep things organized and avoid arguments. But still, everything being color-coded, you couldn't just write somebody's name on the bottom of the plate or something like that. One way to solve a problem. It was just my sister and me. We argued about everything, so my parents enforced an even-odd rule. Sister got to choose first when she was younger. She chose even, so on even days she was able to decide who sat up front or what TV shows we watched. Still to this day I prefer odd numbers. Yeah, it always seems like there was some kind of rule where the younger sibling gets favored. I easily saw that back when I was younger as well for, whenever we had the GameCube. I never got to choose video games. It was always my brother, like, being able to choose games. Every single time. The only games I ever got to choose were when we first bought the fucking thing. Not trendy. No trends or passing fads. Pokemon banned. Barbie's banned. Beanie Babies banned. PlayStation Game Boys banned. Any particular fashionable or popular, regardless of actual merit, was met with derision and we'd be mocked for even suggesting interest. We're achingly frumpy kids with interests in cultural references, or lack thereof, that isolate us from our peers and they wonder why each of us were bullied. Just, you can't let kids just get into whatever's trending. I mean, I can understand not being into fidget spinners. I don't understand why anybody's into that shit anyway. Come on, let them have something. Let them have Game Boys, for fuck's sake. What qualifies? No violent video games unless they're about history. So you can't play Assassin's Creed? Can't play the Batman games? Can't play GTA 5? But I mean, does that mean you can play any of the Call of Duty games since they were based on World War II? Or the Wolfenstein games or something like that? They have historical references. You can play a game where you shoot people. Strict rules from the laid-back. Oh! That's super laid-back parents. There are 4 things that they were randomly strict about. No gum, no Play-Doh, no cereal with sugar as one of the top 3 ingredients, no The Simpsons. Basically, no rules. Growing up, those 4 things would make them lose their goddamn minds. Still get anxious when I'm chewing gum and I'm 35. Well, I'm somebody who doesn't like gum, mainly because it gives me a headache. Play-Doh, never got to play with it. Cereal with sugar, I don't think I ever had sugar in cereal. Like, I have basic shit. And Simpsons, I've almost forgot. That's another show I couldn't watch back in the day, and with Beavis and Butthead and everything. I was missing out on everything. To this day, I've barely seen any full episodes ever of The Simpsons. I know, it's a pretty shocking revelation. Don't ball up pizza. Friend's house, they had a no balling up pizza rule. There were 3 Get that ad off my face. There were 3 teenage brothers living there, and when they ordered pizza, tempers flared quickly when someone tried to grab as many slices as they could. First rule in place was that you couldn't have more than 1 slice at a time. You could grab another once you had the last bite in your mouth. Anyway, one of the brothers quickly figured out that if you ball up a slice, fit it in his mouth and grab another one. Hence the no balling pizza balling rule. That's why I'm glad I don't have this rule. Usually when I have pizza, I have 1 or 2 slices. Like, the only time I'll take another slice after having one there is if I'm still hungry. But then again, I'm skinny as fuck. None of that heavy metal. Oh boy. We're not listening to music with guitars in it. I'll never forget the day my brother was listening to Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Father took the radio and threw it through the window. A child listening to Richard Marx and Michael Bolton. Thanks, Dad. Well, to be fair, Richard Marx ain't bad. Michael Bolton, I don't give a shit about him. But no music with guitars? She expect him to listen to, like, what, Nick Jr. type shit? Like, stuff you'd see from Lazy Town? Or maybe listen to fucking John Legend or, like, Going On in Life? You can hear me. No! Most music nowadays involves guitars! Like, it's gonna be extremely difficult to find songs that are A, kid-friendly, and B, without guitars. There's barely any music where you can find without fucking guitars out there. Come on. Self-care. My mom used to pay me to be my own babysitter between the ages of 10 to 14. As long as I didn't make a mess and went to bed, by the time she got home, I got $10 in the morning. Hold on. I can understand staying home, like, on your own. I looked at that starting in 2nd grade. But to be in bed when she got home. What time did your mother get home? That's my question. Like, what time does your mom have to be home for this rule to be in place? God damn. An ironic request. No lying on the couch. My dad hated any of the kids lying on the sectional couch. If anyone laid down on it, he immediately said, "Go to your bed or sit up. Couches aren't for sleeping." Regularly slept on the couch for 16 years since we didn't have enough room for the 9 of us. 9 of us? How much fucking was your mom and dad doing? He just didn't want us to on his bed. I was worried about it, but as an adult, I now lounge all over my couch just because I can. Yeah, again, people sleep on couches. All the damn time. You have guests over and you don't have much room for beds? Sleep on the couch. Lost in translation. It wasn't me, but my friend/neighbor. When my dad would get home from work, my friend would have to go home. His parents told him that because that meant it was dinner time and therefore he should come home. However, him being a child didn't grasp a portion of the rule. He only understood come home when his dad gets home. This translated to my friend being terrified of my father. He saw my dad turning in the driveway, he would drop whatever we were doing and sprint home. Dog, come on. Ugh. No dirty feet. I don't need to see that image there. We'd be outside wearing open-toed shoes. We had to wash our feet when we got back in. As an adult, feeling of being dirty. Yeah, I get that. Too many sweets. Let's see. Mom had me believing the Great Pumpkin from the classic. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. It also exists that the rules of Halloween were that you could only pick 10 pieces of candy, trick-or-treat bag, and the rest had to be given to the Great Pumpkin. In reality, the Great Pumpkin was my dad's work cubicle. Jesus. Can't just be upfront with a kid. Getting up early. When I was growing up, Saturday mornings were reserved for cartoons. Word. 3 younger siblings, inevitably we would argue about we've got to choose a cartoon to watch. The mom made the rule that whoever got up first Saturday controlled the TV for cartoon viewing. This rule eliminated so many arguments. I can understand the whole Saturday morning cartoons like ABC One Saturday Morning or Kids WB or anything. Kids these days will never understand that, like, because you don't have that anymore. You don't have Kids WB. You don't have that early cartoon stuff from Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. Sad day we live in. T for Teen. Oh boy. Well, I was very strict with the ratings in movies and video games. One year for Christmas, a relative gave me a copy of Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, Nintendo 64, T for Teen rated game. We'll be turning 13 for another 4 weeks. Mom and Dad had to drop to Toys R Us to return the game. Locked in the store over the games, he had to pick up an e-game. Proceeded to check out, and as we went to the car, I mean, not only the new game, but also the game we were supposed to return, might as well told me not to let you catch play it. Alright, that's a good father right there. Sneaky man. But still, that game rating thing, I also couldn't play Final video games either. First final game I played was freaking Perfect Dark. My mom wouldn't let me. Not asked on the spot. Let's see. If we wanted a friend to stay over for dinner or have a sleepover, we're not allowed to ask up front. That friend, or it was automatic no. My mom hated being put on the spot. It was her solution, definitely worse. Jeez. I think the kids just wanted to witness, like, approval. Playing for programs. We had TV chips. Every poker chip corresponded to 30 minutes of television. This when I would start a certain number of chips per week, I think it's 15. Yogurt container with a lid. We each had our own colors of chips. Oh boy. Every 30 minutes of television we watched, we would drop the chip in a large metal bowl, reset at the end of the week, and there were certain restrictions on how we could roll over to the next week. Also opportunities to earn more chip by doing chores or to lose chips for behaving badly. Oh boy. That's one strict system. Whistling superstitions. In our house, but in my grandma's house, no whistling. If you whistle, you are calling for the devil to come. Is she the same kind of person who said you cannot celebrate Halloween because it's the devil's birthday? That's... People are coming up with the stupidest things. Everything has to relate to the devil. Muted commercials. I'm freaked out about hearing commercials on TV. The second it goes commercial break, it had to be muted. She also mutes if she thinks that it's about to go to commercial, even though sometimes she's wrong. And she doesn't really pay attention, so she doesn't notice a lot of the times when the commercials are over. She leaves it on mute when the show is back on. Very difficult to watch TV with her. I mean, I get commercials are annoying, but why do you have to mute it? Oh, Billy Mays OxyClean! Sorry, son. Yeah, we realized this one at the beginning. No TV Sundays. My house had no TV Sundays where we couldn't watch anything between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Rules usually relaxed in the winter. We couldn't go outside, but even then we had to find something to do until it got dark out. Like, what are people supposed to do on Sundays? That's like an off day. People on freaking Sundays gotta watch something. Too much fun. No fun allowed. My work should have this time. A friend who wasn't allowed to go out if he's already had too much fun the weekend. That's the only reason. They think become corrupted if he has too much fun. Won't know how to work. He's in college. You gotta let kids be kids. Come on. Reject the parents. Can't take a shower if we're home alone. My dad apparently busted his head open sleeping in the shower and living alone in college. To get up and drive himself to the emergency room, so now he won't let us shower if we're alone because he's paranoid the same will happen to us. I mean, like, was the floor slippery with soap? You could have those padded guards or whatever, like, layered thing that you put on the bottom, like parents usually do for kids in the bathtub, so like it's like slip resistant, for safety purposes and everything. We had those when we were younger. Petition to watch. I read essays on TV shows I wanted to watch in order to have them unblocked by the parental controls. We're writing a riveting piece of the educational and cultural benefits of Disney's That's So Raven. Someone wasn't allowed to watch PG-13 movies even after turning 13. I can even relate to the movie thing. Like, I couldn't watch a PG-13 movie unless I had my family around. Yeah, my brother, when he was far younger, he watched a movie like The Benchwarmers, which I think was PG-13. I remember them letting him watch Little Miss Sunshine, which was a rated R movie. I don't get why they get so relaxed on the younger sibling. Let's see. The dining room is special. We're not allowed to walk in the dining room unless we're using the room for a special occasion. Carpet always had that just vacuum look, so it was a dead giveaway if anyone walked across it. Save for special occasions. Like you can't eat off the fine china. Bottom button privileges. My dad had diverticulitis, packets in the intestines, and couldn't eat sesame seeds, among other things. So when we would eat fast food sandwiches, everyone had to give their bottom buns to Dad in exchange for his top buns. However, this reasoning was never explained. It was this way from before I was born, so it was literally when I was in college that I realized that wasn't normal. Thought it was just dad privilege to have two bottom buns. Just be upfront with your kids. Illegal mail. My mom was paranoid. Everyone and everything was a kidnapper. She hated the mailman on our row. When I was young, 4 years old, told me it was illegal to go outside when the mail came. Around 11:15 every day, I'd see the truck coming. I'd hightail it into the house, terrified I would be spotted. Your mom's really, really paranoid. Like, what? Would she think that they're gonna take your kid and deliver him somewhere else? Freddy vs. Jason. Oh boy. You can watch Freddy movies, not Jason movies. It's because my mom believed that Friday the 13th movies were satanic, and Nightmare on Elm Street movies were just for fun. Superstitious. Breaking bread. Dad wrote a whole manual on his rules. Most reasonable was you must tear the bread. You're not using a knife to cut your bread. You moron. Alright, folks, that's... Chihuahua. I'm getting flashbacks to my freaking childhood, which is a bad thing, so that means I got it there. Let me know guys in the comment section below, and also tell me, are there any strict rules that your parents gave you when you were younger? I'm sure y'all can relate to a good amount of rules here, or have stories of your own, because you heard mine. So thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, folks.